This story is a revenge and redemption arc told through emotional restraint and intelligence rather than fury. It captures the psychology of betrayal, how a person chooses not to break, but to rise quietly. The voice of the protagonist, Daniel, is reflective, mature, and wounded yet deliberate. His revenge is not out of cruelty but out of poetic balance. He lets his wife's own choices undo her. The silence between us had grown thick, like fog that carried the ghosts of words never said. Her perfume had changed. Her smile had changed. Even the way she touched her phone was different, gentler, like it contained something sacred that wasn't me. I used to believe love meant staying through the storm. But lately, I realized sometimes the storm is the person beside you. That night she came home late again. The front door clicked at 12:37 a.m. I'd stopped pretending to sleep. She smelled like champagne and someone else's cologne. The heels clicking across the hardwood floor weren't hers. I'd never seen them before. "Where were you?" My voice was steady, too steady. She froze, just for a heartbeat, then exhaled through her nose, bored. "You know what, Daniel? I'm done with this marriage." The words hung in the air like smoke. She didn't shout them, they were calm, almost rehearsed. I nodded. "Works for me." Her eyes widened, waiting for the fight, the begging, the drama. None came. I picked up my jacket, keys, and the envelope I'd been keeping for weeks, bank statements, messages, proof. I'd prepared for this moment long before she had. "You're just going to walk away," she snapped. I smiled softly. "You already did." I closed the door behind me and stepped into the night. The cold air didn't sting, it healed. That was the moment I realized peace can be louder than revenge. But she'd learn that too, just much later. My new apartment smelled like new paint and lake air. No pictures, no memories, no ghosts. Just space. The first week was silence. The second was planning. I met my lawyer on a Tuesday morning. "She said she's done," he asked. "Exact words," I said. "Good," he smiled. "Then so are you, legally." Freedom felt colder than I expected, but cleaner. I wasn't chasing her, I was erasing her. Every account closed, every asset protected. Her name faded from paperwork the way love fades from a tired heart. At night, I'd walk by the lake and imagine how easily she laughed at someone else's joke, how easily she forgot the nights I held her when the world broke her. But I never cried. The pain was surgical, not explosive. Then came the first call. "Why would you cut the utilities?" she yelled. "You said you were done," I replied. "I'm just helping your words match your actions." Click. Silence. It wasn't anger. It was justice measured in calmness. I didn't ruin her life. I just stopped protecting her from the consequences of her own choices. And somewhere between the paperwork and the silence, I stopped missing her. A month later, jazz played softly in my kitchen. Garlic butter hissed on the pan. Across the table, Emily laughed, a sound I hadn't heard in years. She was once Sarah's best friend. The one she'd exiled for being too honest. Funny how honesty finds its way back when lies fall apart. We weren't dating, just two people sharing a meal, two survivors of the same storm. Her eyes held warmth I hadn't seen in months. The wine made the room hum, soft and slow. Then came the knock. 3 sharp raps. Urgent. Familiar. I opened the door. Sarah stood there, perfect hair, trembling hand clutching cheap flowers. "I just wanted to talk," she began. Then she saw Emily behind me, her jaw collapsing mid-sentence. "Of all people," she whispered. Emily stepped beside me, calm. "Evening, Sarah." The air turned electric. "You said you were done," I told her quietly. "So was I." She stared at us, searching for weakness. There was none. Her eyes flickered, anger, disbelief, regret, all fighting for air. "You'll regret this," she spat. I smiled. "I already did. Once." The door closed slowly, like the last page of a long, painful book. Inside, Emily poured another glass of wine. We didn't mention her again. News travels fast when you've lived your life as a highlight reel. By Friday, the whispers started. By Monday, they became posts. "Did you hear about Sarah showing up at Daniel's place?" Karma in real time. She tried to fight it with filters and captions, "living my best life." But the internet smells lies like smoke. Her boyfriend dumped her publicly. Her boss demoted her quietly. The world she curated cracked, one judgmental glance at a time. Meanwhile, I stayed invisible. No posts, no quotes, no gloating. Just peace. That drove her mad. Because nothing haunts the guilty like someone who refuses to hate them. She texted one night, "Was she worth it?" I didn't reply. Because she was asking the wrong question. Was I worth it? Would have been closer to the truth. Sometimes revenge doesn't need fire, it just needs silence loud enough to echo. The letter came folded neatly, like an apology wearing perfume. Her handwriting trembled. "I was wrong. I hurt myself more than I hurt you. Can we talk as friends?" I didn't answer. Because the next night, Emily and I were at a charity gala. Lights shimmered across glass walls, music flowing like champagne. I wasn't there for revenge, I was there to live. Then I saw her. Serving drinks. A name tag instead of a necklace. Eyes hollow, but still searching for the man who once carried her storms. She froze when our eyes met. Emily leaned close. "You were always worth more than how she treated you." The host called my name. Let's honor Daniel Carter for his generosity and integrity. Applause. Cameras. And Sarah, watching from the edge, glass shaking in her hand. Sometimes the universe doesn't punish, it educates. 6 months later, life was quiet again. No noise, no bitterness. Just peace. Emily and I built something slow, honest. 2 people who'd stopped looking backward. The laughter came back, so did hope. One day, an email arrived, "Can we try again? I'm in therapy. I miss what we had." I didn't respond. I just forwarded it to my lawyer. Weeks later, I saw her at the grocery store. She looked smaller somehow. The arrogance was gone, replaced by something fragile. Our eyes met. She opened her mouth to speak. I smiled politely and walked past. Because sometimes forgiveness means not offering a seat back at the table you rebuilt alone. Some people lose diamonds while collecting stones. She did. "I'm done with this marriage," she had said. And I had smiled. Works for me. Turns out, it really did.